Hello, welcome to our live webinar. It's our first webinar of the year, and as you may know, today is the theme Swet Valentine, because I think a little less than a month it's Valentine's Day. Again, Koen is behind the computer, and
I'll be the man with the voice.
yes.
I hope. So if you have any remarks, comments, please put them in the remark bar of Facebook, and I will drop in whenever there's a question for Denise.
Yes, so there's a live chat and you can comment and ask questions over there. I prepared for you a nice design, a simple and sellable balloon bouquet for Valentine's Day. As you can see, we created a little backdrop. The colors we are using today are Pastel Matte Pink, Reflex Pink, Reflex Fuchsia, and Reflex Gold. So those are our main colors of today. Yes, I think we can start, right? The first, we're gonna start with the base, of course. We always start with the base. And for this, I create a base of a 12-inch Reflex Gold, and I inflate them approximately about 10-inch. Note to the size I use when I inflate my balloons. I always push them a little bit like this, and this creates a more round shape. So when I use a slider or some sort of balloon sizer, keep in mind that my balloons are pushed so they are wider, so if you use an inflator. For me, it's a personal preference. I like the round shape on the cluster. On the back of the cluster, I use a simple water weight to stabilize my design. If you use water weights in your decorations, don't forget to mention this to your customer, your clients, because you want to avoid that they are at home and after 2 months they want to get rid of the balloons, they start popping them, and then they have a lot of water in the room. So if you're using water weights or scent weights or something, mention this, communicate this to your customer. So this is our first cluster, and the second cluster I use the 14-inch Reflex Pink hearts. I inflated all the balloons with the legenda, and this one was inflated at 1.4. Please note that all legendas are a little bit different, so if my machine inflates this 10-inch balloon at 1.4, maybe your machine inflates on a different size. So keep this in mind when you're inflating. I downsize them a little bit so they're not fully inflated. I want them to be a little bit more flexible. I inflated them the same size on my machine as I inflated the first cluster. I place the cluster on top, and I use a nozzle to connect the two clusters together. So I wrap around the nozzle like this, twist everything so your hearts are nice and flat. I think the Reflex hearts, they are beautiful, the shape is very nice, and as you already can see, if I hold the clusters like this, it's also perfect if you want to create, for example, a flower or something to add. For example, if you add a flower in a backdrop like this, it's also perfect. So this is the second cluster, 14-inch Reflex Hearts Pink. The third cluster we're going to use, it's a 10-inch inflated at 5 or 6 inch, something like this, 5.5 inch Pastel Matte Pink, and the same, I'm gonna stack this on top. And again, I connect the clusters by wrapping around the nozzles, so the whole base is connected with the nozzles of the balloons, and this works perfectly. The base of the design, I will hold it like this. Later I'm gonna add a next foil balloon, so you want the gold and the pink, Pastel Matte Pink balloons point in front of you, to the front. Now we have these beautiful Valentine's foil balloons. This is the stacked hearts. It's very cute, and again I look at the colors of the foil balloons I have, and with those I decide which color of latex balloons I'm going to use. So these are the two. As you can see, they're matching foil balloons, the colors and the prints, they match all together. And here are the soft pink colors and of course the gold, and the smaller one, the fuchsia color, is coming back. So this is why I choose the colors of the design. So first I pick my foil balloons and then I pick the colors of the latex balloons. I'm gonna start with the biggest foil balloon. I created an attachment point at the bottom. It's a 260. I just use half a 260 in a pink color so it matches my base. Place the foil balloon on top, and I hold the foil balloon and I pull the 260, and I will wrap it around my base just like this, and it will stand on top. Everything is air filled, there's no helium balloons in the first part of my design. For me, I really like that you use different colors in the second layer, because it really gets an extra shape, extra structure to your whole design. So this is the main base. What I'm going to do, of course, in the smaller balloon that we're going to add in, I also created an attachment point. I can let you see close up. So it's just half a 260 and attached it to the foil balloon. Next week we will add a video on how we attach foil balloons into balloon structures. So this will be followed up if you want to have a more close up. This balloon goes into the middle here. And what I'm going to do, take the 260 and I'm going to stretch it in the middle. So the foil balloon is going to be in between two reflex hard balloons. I stretch the 260 and I wrap around the 260 around the base to lock everything in place, just like this. Let's see, place everything. You could connect it with a little bit of stretch sheet of balloon bond, so everything is connected. I would do stuff like this at the very end. So when you're finished with your design and you're like, okay, I want to close this gap, you can use a little balloon bond. It's not necessarily, but it's just more of a clean finish. But first, I'm going to add some little details, some extra color to the structure. And I'm going to use 260 Reflex Fuchsia. And the reason is because the fuchsia comes back in the little foil balloon. So it's a little extra color that takes this design to the next level. If I tie the balloon, I make a tight knot and leave enough nozzle at the end so you can tie your balloons later. Also, the knot I created, it's very tight and small, so if I later tie everything together, you will see less of the knot. I'm going to make a bubble chain, and most important, some people struggle with a bubble chain. It's really a matter of practice. If you want to make nice same shape, same size bubbles, it's just a matter of practicing. Create my first bubble. I twist the same direction, so every time I twist the balloon towards me. You always hold the first and the last balloon. And for me, the way to size is I always hold it the same. So I hold the first balloon here, I pinch the balloon where I want to make the twist, and I twist the balloon. This way I can work fast and I can see if the sizes are the same. I'm going to make two bubble chains, because I want to add a ring here and a ring in the middle of the foil balloon, just to give it an extra color. And for what I noticed, bubble chains always work well with customers because it just looks nice. It's made of the latex balloon, and for people it's like a sort of magic. Koen, are there any questions or comments for us?
Not real questions, but the whole world is welcomed in our chat.
Woohoo!
So we have Italy, Malaysia, and Costa Rica. I didn't mention it in the chat, but they are here.
Woo!
Welcome everyone.
Welcome everybody. It's always nice to see so many people all around the world. So when you have your bubble chain, wrap it around the design and tie it together. As you can already see, the extra color works really well for this design. Let's see. I like this extra detail and the matching colors in the design. I'm gonna make one more bubble chain up here to have repetition of color and structures in the design. So I do exactly the same thing. We always get the question afterwards. The live video will be uploaded on our Facebook page and also on our YouTube channel. So if you go to YouTube and search for Sempertex Europe, you will find our channel, and all our live webinars will be uploaded there. So if there's anything of the design you want to see again, or you forgot, you can watch the video as many times as you want. So the same thing up in the top here. And because of the form of the foil balloon, I will show you a little bit closer. The bubble chain finds its way and takes the shape of the foil balloon. So it's not a straight line, but you can press the bubble chain into the form of the design and it will stay like this naturally. So you don't have to tape anything. The shape, it follows the shape of the balloon, because at the sides there's a little bit of pressure of the foil balloons naturally, and this helps shaping the design. I really like little details like this. If you practice the bubble chain, you will get quicker and quicker, and it's very easy to add little details like this into your designs, which also higher the values of your designs. Welcome, Sophie. Hi. So extra detail, matching colors with foil balloons. At the end you can shape your foil balloon so everything is visible and nice. Of course you can keep adding to your balloon bouquet as much as you want and make it as spectacular as you want it to be. For me this is the base that I love really well, and I think it's a very sellable item. The last thing I'm going to add to this bouquet is a bouquet of helium balloons. I will put this to the side. And what I'm going to do, because normally I tie my helium balloons in the latex balloons at the bottom, and this time this foil balloon has a little attachment at the top, and I'm going to connect my helium balloons to this piece. It's also possible, if you don't have something like this, you can create a connection point, for example with stretchy tape. So that's I think it's nice to do because it really looks like everything is stacked together on top of each other. So this to the back. And also for this helium bouquet I have, ta-da! I used our new I Love You printed reflex balloon, especially for the Valentine Day. And then I have the repetition of colors, so it's the Pastel Matte Pink coming back, the Reflex Fuchsia comes back, and the heart, 14-inch heart, Reflex Pink. So again, you have all the colors of the design coming back. I'm tied, I think it's about 10 centimeters, something like this, from the design. I don't, because otherwise, if I tie it like this, my whole design will get too high. If you have a location, you have to make this for a special Valentine's dinner, and the venue has a really high ceiling, of course then you can hang your helium balloons a little bit higher. But for this design, I like everything to be compact together. So last part, I attach my helium bouquet to the design. Make sure you tie it well, that it won't come undone. Of course, if you're insecure that your knot is not tight enough, just add a little bit of stretchy tape so everything is taped and connected together. This is the end. And then we have a finished design. Clean off your knots, your last twists. And this way, let's see if I can put a little bit more to the back. Like this, so you can see the entire bouquet. And this is the finished design. So it's a compact design, has a lot of fun colors, everything matches together, and some little details with the 260 bubble, which really hires the value of the entire bouquet. And that's the design of today, our first live webinar of this new year 2022. I'm wondering what this year will bring. I have a feeling it will bring a lot of goods. Thank you very much. I don't think we have a lot of announcements. I think the biggest announcement we have is we have classes, live classes coming up. Our first live workshop here at Sempertex Europe will be next Sunday the 23rd, and the theme will be Oh Baby. And also we will have a guest teacher coming up. We posted the workshop yesterday on our social medias, and nobody less than Colin Miles is coming back to Sempertex Europe. So Colin Miles, he will be here the 3rd of April, so we need to have a little bit patience, and he's going to teach an elegant wedding class. And every month we will have a live webinar on Facebook with a fun design that you can use and sell for your business. I want to thank you a lot for watching. If there are any more questions, just ask them in the comments and we will come back to you later. And I hope to see you soon again. Thank you so much.